What is up, enthusiasts? It is Cedar Flags here, and welcome back to another one of my videos. Today we are going to talk about one of the biggest and most loved parks in the United States, the one and only Kings Island near Cincinnati, Ohio and Mason. Kings Island is one of the biggest parks in the country, boasting one of the biggest coaster collections in the United States, as well as holding some of the most land in the United States. It's not the biggest, but it's definitely up there. Over 360 acres of land. Today in this video, I'm going to be talking about some of the biggest plots of unused land near the midways of this amazing park. Now, all three of the plots of land I want to talk about today were formerly occupied by past attractions and roller coasters. So it's not like they would have to clear any trees or anywhere near a secluded roller coaster to make something like this. This is formerly used land that's now just flat sheets of land. Before I start the video, I just want to say I am very close to 5,000 subscribers, so it wouldn't hurt to press that subscribe button if you like my content, and press the notifications button to get notifications every time I post a new video. And these empty plots of land all around the park could definitely be neglected, and it definitely becomes an eyesore eventually when the park doesn't pay that much attention to that part of the park. So today I want to talk about what could replace the biggest empty plots of land at Kings Island. The first plot of land I want to talk about is the former Son of Beast plot of land. Easily the biggest out of the three, this plot of land was 13 acres large. Son of Beast took up both Banshee and this part of land, but of course due to Banshee there is less land now. Though Banshee really hasn't cut that much space into the potential area, it only cut out the former Lift Hill area, the area with the Rose Bowl and the vertical loop. Well, that's all clear now, and anything could be in that spot in the near future. There is a clear opening in the midway of Bat, the Arrow suspended coaster, which is a long walkway, and they could easily fit a new midway to put a new roller coaster in this area. And that's what I suspect to come, a new roller coaster, because if they put a flat ride there, that would block lots of land. And when it comes to the absolute length of the land, I could definitely see a good old out and back style roller coaster in this plot of land. So, what contenders could I possibly see for this area? Well, the first is something I talked about in the last video. It is an RMC T-Rex. If you watched my last video, I got a little more into detail, but let me talk about the RMC T-Rex real quick. It would be an absolutely massive airtime machine for the park. And Kings Island, though they have some decent airtime machines in Orion and Mystic Timbers and Diamondback, well, this would definitely be the most forceful, and would probably be the new flagship ride at the park for most people. Compared to all the other rides, this ride would definitely stand out as the most unconventional, and definitely attract a lot of eyes from the front of the park. Now, I definitely wouldn't see this being like a 500-foot coaster, but maybe something along the 150 to 250 foot range, maybe somewhere around Diamondback's height, but it focuses on airtime low to the ground instead of high up. Another contender I could see for this plot of land is something much smaller and much cheaper. It is the Gerstlauer Family Launch Coaster, something similar to Fire Chaser Express at Dollywood. We know Cedar Fair is reviving a relationship with Gerstlauer, and I could definitely see this relationship continuing on to the future. Now, this would be a good pick for the park because Kings Island does not yet have a multi-launch roller coaster, and it would also give the park a good backwards launch if they decided to go with that option. We know that Cedar Fair can go all out with roller coaster theming. When it comes to Mystic Timbers or Copperhead Strike, there's some pretty decent theming. They could definitely do it with the Gerstlauer multi-launch and make it a pretty ride. There is one small issue I have with this, and that is that it would probably just end up being a better version of Backlot, and then Backlot would get less riders. So that's the only con I could definitely see here. The final option is something we really haven't seen. It would be a massive mock shuttle launch coaster. Now, look at something like Capital Bullet Train. Something like that, but twice the size. Maybe like 200 feet tall. Basically, think of a mock ride's version of Pantheon or Soaring with Dragon behind Banshee. That would be one kick-butt ride, and it would definitely appeal the fans a lot. You could even make it 250 feet, make it really tall. But anyway, that would probably be my favorite option for this part of the park, and would definitely be a standout attraction both to the area and the rest of the park. Finally, I want to talk about the date of when this attraction can come. Any of these attractions I could see definitely coming in between the years of 2025 and 2028. If Kings Island builds attractions every 3 years, they could build one coaster before this one, so let's give it around 6 years. I definitely say this wouldn't be the next plot of land they'd expand because the next one is a lot more prime and a lot more open to the public. The next plot of land I want to talk about is the former spot of Vortex, the park's old Aero Looper coaster. Now, this is definitely prime real estate, as it is right next to a main midway, as opposed to something like Son of Beast, which was out in the distance. This is right there, and is something that Kings Island should definitely patch up soon. The first idea that definitely comes up to me at least would be a Mock Extreme Spinner. Going back to Cedar Fair's relationship with Mock Rides, I think this would be one of the best picks for Kings Island. It would be a very unique coaster, and I don't even think of the nearest spinning coaster anywhere nearby. It would probably be something like Beach Bend. I'm not 100% sure, but when it comes to Major, well, that's a pretty big distance. For the area, it would definitely appeal, as it is pretty far away from Branson, Missouri, where the nearest Mock Extreme Spinner is, and definitely farther away from Plopsaland. Well, this would be a very good fit, and it could break all the records of the tallest, fastest, and longest spinning coaster, as well as boasting something new for the park. It would probably be one of the best rides in the park, and hold a good cult following with the Kings Island fan base. Between the shuttle launch and the Mock Extreme Spinner, I would absolutely love to see a Mock ride coming to Kings Island and being the next coaster at the park. It would be a great fit. But anyway, back to the speculation, the Mock Extreme Spinner would definitely be a great fit if it didn't go to a park like Cedar Point. The other coaster I could see coming into this plot of land would definitely be a Gerstlauer Infinity or a Gerstlauer Dive Infinity. These are very compact roller coasters that take up a very small footprint, but could boast a lot of great elements within the layout. I feel like one of these rides is what Kings Island would be looking for. It could have a beyond vertical drop and a ride focused on hang time. I know Banshee has a pretty good element when it comes to hang time, but you are strapped into those shoulder restraints. If he had the modern Gerstlauer lap bars, this would be a great experience and be very unique to the area. A lot of people might say, well, there's a dive in the other side of Ohio with Cedar Point. Well, a Gerstlauer dive and a B&M dive are so different you probably couldn't tell these two apart. The only thing really similar between the two is that they hold you before the first drop. But the Gerstlauer and B&M layouts are definitely much different from each other, so people wouldn't say, hey, this is similar to Valraven, or this is similar to that Gerstlauer dive at Kings Island. It would definitely appeal to the enthusiasts and be a great crowd pleaser at this already massive park. Finally, I want to talk about something that you might not have thought about. It is the old land and old building of the Crypt. This was a Huss topspin, but on steroids. This thing was massive, and it was located inside of a show building right next to Diamondback. Now, when it comes to this, it's only about 0.9 acres. It's not even an acre in size. So when it comes to that, I could definitely see something similar to a flat ride or a dark ride within the building. If they keep the building up, imagine a Rivertown themed dark ride when it comes to being haunted by the woods or something similar to that. That would be a great dark ride and would probably attract a lot of dark ride enthusiasts. If you put a flat ride there, I could definitely see it being put outside of the building, maybe something like an S&S Scream and Swing, a Huss Top Scan, or most notably a Gerstlauer Sky Roller. These are fun rides and I could definitely see this being placed at the park as well. A ride like this or a pair of rides like this would definitely increase capacity and it would provide a unique interactive experience to the park, as not many rides at the park are quote-unquote interactive. But anyway, that is my video when it comes to speculation. I know I didn't have a lot when it came to the old Crypt land, but that one is pretty straightforward. Thank you for watching once again. This is Cedar Flags and I will see you all later.